This is JCU Conversations, a podcast show from James Cook University, Singapore. Tune in as we ask experts in the industry more about their lives and their approach to success. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Let's listen to today's episode.
Hi, I'm Dr. Caroline Wong, Associate Dean, Learning and Teaching, and Associate Professor of Business at James Cook University, Singapore. Our guest today is Mr. Lee Tze Shiong, Director, Assurance and Transformation and Quality at CLA Global TS, that is ranked among the top 10 largest accounting firms in Singapore. Mr. Lee has over 30 years of experience spanning audit, advisory, and regulatory leadership. Today, he's here to share his experiences as well as insights on topics such as business transformation, digitalisation, and change management. Welcome, Mr. Lee, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Caroline. It's my pleasure, and it's our firm's honor to be able to share my career transformation journey and the firm's transformation process today.
Wonderful. If I may just start off, you have had an impressive career spanning over 10 years of audit, advisory, business transformation, risk management, and more such experiences. Looking back, what first drew you to this field?
Well, first of all, I studied in accountancy in NTU. So, of course, at that point in time, my mind was I have to go into accountancy division. But if you ask me now, maybe I'll think twice. However, I don't regret my career journey. I started my career in two of the big four accounting firms. In the first 15 years, I was doing audit client work, and that's it. Until one day, I was asked to help the firm set up a SME audit group. And overnight, I thought of a strategy to carve out a dedicated team of auditors to provide a one-stop assurance and advisory services to the growing enterprises. So we had very good growth in revenue and profits for about 9 years when the market became saturated. Then I chanced upon an opportunity in Accra because they were looking for someone to help them oversee the public accountancy division. So while daunting, I took on the challenge. So as you can see, my career was first disrupted from having to do audit client work to that of business transformation and development. And it was second time disrupted when I had to switch from doing that to policy setting and also raising the bar of audit quality for the accountancy division. So in Accra, I had the experience and also the opportunity to interact with foreign regulators. And there we realized a trend. And the trend is that the industry was having a tough time in trying to recruit and retain talent. And we realized that there's a need for us to adopt technology. So the big firms have all the capital and resources, whereas the smaller firms, they struggle because they lack the expertise and the money. So again, I saw the opportunity for me to join one of them, which is my current firm, CLA Global TS, and I've been with them for more than 6 years, helping them in risk and quality management, audit client work, compliance, and transformation. And now our firm is still in the process of transforming and is constantly looking for ways to adopt technology.
Wow, that sounds very impressive. For the benefit of our audience, can you explain to us what ACRA stands for?
Yep. Sure. I think most people know what ACRA stands for, but for the benefits of maybe people who have not heard of it, it stands for Accounting and Corporate Regulatory Authority.
So looks like transformation is a big part of what you do in your work today. Can you tell us in your own words, what exactly does business transformation means?
Okay. It's a very, very challenging path for me, right? And also for the firm. Business transformation is not just about digital transformation. It's not just about adoption of technology. It is about change management and trying to understand what are the pain points from the people surrounding you and trying to address their concerns. Because a lot of our people, especially the staff who are very comfortable with their work, they have this fear of losing their job if you take that away from them. So by talking to them and reassuring them that this will not happen, they will still keep their job, but they need to do something different. And being disrupted is the way to go. And the firm is always there to help them. It does help. So I would think that the assurance given to them and the sincerity of the firm in wanting to help them cope with changes and retrain them, reskill them, and to help them value add in a different scope of work is very, very important.
Thank you. And as business undergo transformation, I assume that leadership plays a key role. So what do you think leaders should bring to the table that are essential for navigating change successfully?
Okay, so it's not just one leader, one person, and that person basically is the leader and you just follow. So being in the leadership team, right, comprising, for example, in our organization, we have the group CEO, and then we have got the management team, all to support the agenda is very important. So not just in the form of money and cents, right? Of course, you need money and cents to invest in technology and also to invest in a change management. However, being able to listen to people and wanting to help the people to cope with the change, because change is a constant, is even more important. So having to engage our people, right? Listening to them, hearing what they want, and assuring them that the firm is there to go through this transformation process with them, and eventually is for the benefit of not just on the firm but the individual, will help.
How about champions in the organization? Do you have people like them?
Yes,
To
yes.
effect change?
Obviously. And I think we learn through the process of not realizing that we need to have a champion team of people, because you need to have this group of people who are champions, who believe in a change, right? Who wants to make a change and contribute their ideas, right? That you are able to get the support and buy-in of the people, and then get this champion team to help you roll out and pass a message that what we are doing is good for the firm and for the individual.
Do you have incentives to, encourage them to adopt these changes? Or what else do you do, apart from those things that you've mentioned?
Sure. In fact,
can elaborate.
in the auditing line, one of our system of quality management require us to invest in technological resources. So it's not just human capital resources. There's also this technological resources and intellectual resources. So if any of our people, they contribute towards strengthening the technological and the intellectual resources, we will recognize that in the form of appraisal and also in the form of monetary rewards. So we do have people who are very supportive of the agenda, and we should recognize their effort. And this is part of their work, because they are the one who actually move the people around to make the whole transformation work seamlessly.
Thank you. That's great. Another shift that you have alluded to, right, is digital transformation, which we often seen it as a buzzword, a generic term that many people use, but they're not quite sure what it actually means. So if you have to pitch digital transformation to a skeptic like myself, how would you do it?
Well, I think, of course, it's a challenge, but it's something that is workable. Because I myself also, I'm not 100% pro the use of technology, and digital transformation is something which you need people like myself and yourself to realize that if we don't transform, if we don't change, we don't adopt technology, we don't have that agile mindset, we will lag behind. So having small steps to be taken and recognizing the effort and the benefits will be useful.
Okay, earlier you have mentioned, I think, an example of a digital transformation initiative that makes a difference in your company. Now, I'm wondering if you might be able to draw one or two other examples to illustrate to us.
Okay. I think for smaller firms like ours, we don't have capital to invest in getting the expertise and also people who are specialized in the development of any digital tools. So we had to go by the collaboration mode, because by collaboration we are able to tap on the startups and the university students who are learning, how to write programs and how to use data analytics tools to help us. So it's from the experiments that we have gone through that help us able to explore. It may not be always successful that this collaboration will result in something that we can use it or we can market it. However, it is the experience that make us change our mindset and make us realize that it is important for us to try to experiment new things and to accept failures. And if we fail quickly and pull out. And if it's successful, we will then try to convince people to spend more effort and time to invest in the pursuit of all this technological stuff.
Wow. So you collaborate with universities.
Yes, we do.
Are you able to share maybe one instance of a successful collaboration?
Yes.
I mean, you don't have to name the university. That's fine. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. We collaborated with quite a number of universities. We collaborated with even polytechnics, right? So the collaboration can be in different forms. It can be via internship program, or it can be via the EMBA programs, which the students who lack the accounting experience or the accounting industry's domain knowledge, they may be good in writing prompts. So they help us write prompts using Gen AI technology, and we then test it out to see whether it works in our domain. So that is something that we find useful, and that was the one that I earlier mentioned. It helped us in our KYC and our onboarding process using Gen AI technology.
Okay, excellent. In recent years, JCU Singapore actually has gotten students to take part in some accounting competitions outside. So we are wondering if there is a possibility in the near future we can engage some of your expertise in your firm, to maybe assist as support staff or maybe expert knowledge, to get our students out there.
Of course.
What do you think?
Yes, in fact, we do have this innovation challenge organized in collaboration with different universities and polytechnics. We have run that for a number of years. So the purpose of that is to also instill that innovative culture in our own people as well as the university students, because we wanted the younger generation, the students, to be able to realize the importance of stretching their ideas beyond what they can imagine, because some of these ideas may result in a service line or a product that could be in the market offerings. So I think that is something that we do encourage and we do promote. And of course, in future, we can collaborate with James Cook University for the students to be in our premise and present to us whatever innovation ideas they have.
Excellent. I'll forward that to our accounting colleagues.
No problem.
Okay, earlier you mentioned about AI, right? And again, like digital transformation, this has become a bit of a buzzword. And AI is sometimes seen as a disruptor and brings lots of opportunities. So in your experience, how has AI helped auditing in business transformation, making it more efficient and more insightful?
Okay, I think I can only share about what are the success cases and what have we been using for AI in our work. So we use Gen AI for research. We use that also for soliciting content. When we do proposal, when we do some analysis, using Copilot is an example. So we find that there are also other tools like ChatGPT or DeepSeek, but of course we have to work within the boundaries to make sure that all the client-sensitive information are removed, so that the confidentiality of our clients' information are maintained. However, human intervention and judgments are still important, because we can't just copy wholesale and get ChatGPT or DeepSeek to do the work for us. So the fortunate thing also is that for all the accountancy students out there who are pursuing the accounting degree or diploma, don't be discouraged, because there's still a need for the industry to tap on your expertise. But what I would encourage all of you to perhaps know, to learn, is not to be restricted to your domain knowledge. We also need to be open-minded and learn new skills along the way. Is a lifelong learning.
Mm-hmm.
So that itself is a lifelong skill that we need to have.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think it's great that you touch on that, because then we are saying that with AI, can that truly replace, what the human beings can do, right? So you did say that you still need the human input to check and verify information. Is that right?
Yeah, so I think definitely a lot of the very mundane and routine stuff can be replaced, which is good, because that is the scope of work that a lot of the graduates do not wish to do, right? So they wish to do more analysis work, more judgmental work. So these are the things which you will find them more engaging and more interested to pursue. So I think that is a good development. Again, just be open-minded. We need to constantly reskill and relearn.
So does that mean that then you free the graduates working for you, the mundane tasks, but you get them to do more of the analytical
Yes,
part
exactly,
of the auditing? Yep.
Yes, exactly. Because I think the other issue that we face is that the industry is losing its attractiveness to retain the talent. Because if you train these people to learn the skills, and yet they are doing very routine stuff, it's a matter of time that they will leave the industry. So I think what they basically want to do more is to be able to exercise that judgment and analytical skills, and that's something which they will have to learn from people who are more experienced.
Yes. I have the knowledge that in many auditing firms that employees spend lots of hours in the firm, like for example the Big Four. So is that still true today? And if it is, why is that? With digital transformation and the use of AI, will there be a reduction, in the total number of hours that graduates need to spend in an auditing firm?
I think working long hours is inevitable because of the cyclical nature of the audit industry. Because a lot of the companies' financial year end, they are concentrated at December year end. So which means that in the first half of the calendar year, the auditors are always very busy. And in the second half, they are relatively not so busy. So if there's something that can help spread the workload, maybe in the second half of the year when they are not so busy, they can do more research, do more analytical stuff, or they could bring forward some of the tasks and spread that. I think that is possible because the use of a lot of the platforms with RPA and with AI, it is possible for us to help manage the resource better. So that's something that we are also working on in our firm.
That's very encouraging. For professionals and businesses looking to stay ahead, what key mindset shifts or skills do you think will be critical for the future?
Well, I think the most important skill set they need to acquire would be to be disrupted and be agile and versatile and not be afraid of change. So that also goes with the attitude, right, and the mindset. So if they have the right mindset and they realize that they have to constantly renew their skill sets, right, being contented with what you're doing is not the norm, then I think they will do well.
Okay, that sounds like good advice. If you could travel back in time, what advice would you give to your younger self, let's say your 21-year-old self?
Well, I think I would probably want the younger me to be bold enough to take a little bit of risk, but of course it's calculated risk, and not be too conservative in my approach. Plus, I don't need to be a perfectionist because in the current working environment, being responsive and being able to update and communicate is very important. So if you work for somebody, I mean, all of us work for somebody, it is important for us to update our reporting officer or whoever is our boss, what's the status of the work. And it doesn't really pay off if we try to perfect it and work quietly, not smartly. So I think that it is important for us to work smart, right, and be agile and be adaptable.
Great. It has been a fantastic discussion, Mr. Lee, and thank you so much for being here with us. Where can listeners find you online?
Well, thank you, Caroline, also for giving us the opportunity. All of you can actually look for me via my LinkedIn as well as my company's LinkedIn. My company's LinkedIn is under CLA Global TS, and they can also Google for our firm's website, and I'll be contactable from there.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Caroline.